You are now listening to Greynoise. With the noise you need to know.
Hey guys, it's BGM from the Greynoise podcast here, and I've gotten a lot of requests recently on how I can protect myself on Windows 10. Windows 10 privacy is an issue. It's come up a lot, especially on our podcast. But personally, I love Windows 10. And all you have to do is just take maybe 5-10 minutes out of your day, flip a few levers, and you'll be private enough on Windows 10. Some data is going to get through. It doesn't block all data, but this blocks the vast majority of it, and you can consider yourself pretty private after following these steps I'm about to show you. The first step actually happens during the installation. So if you've already installed Windows 10, you'll have to either skip this part or reinstall it. It's okay if you skip this part before. Just keep it in mind that this is the first thing you want to do. And note, all these images come courtesy of the internet. I didn't make any of these images, and the links to the websites where I got the images will be superimposed right on top here. Right there. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is when you get to the screen that says Get Going Fast, you'll see a link right at the bottom left. It's kind of tiny. It says Customize Settings. This is the link you want. Do not click Use Express Settings. Click Customize Settings. When you go to the next screen, what you're going to see is a bunch of levers, and you're going to see it's going to be about 3 or 4 different screens of all these levers. I recommend turning them all off. All of this is privacy related. But read through them. Turn off the ones you know you don't use or you won't use. I recommend turning them all off for privacy's sake, but I'm paranoid. It's up to you. And then once you're all done with that, you'll come across a sign-in screen. It'll ask you to sign into your Microsoft account or create a Microsoft account. Same thing. At the bottom of this one, you'll see a little icon that says skip this step. All you have to do is click that. And that's it for the pre-installation privacy features. Next, I'm going to take you through what you do after you've already installed Windows or after the installation has finished. All right, here we are at our brand new Windows 10 installation, or our old Windows 10 installation if you've already skipped the steps before. Now we get into some of the nitty-gritty of Windows subsystems here, privacy subsystems. The first thing you're going to want to do is disable Cortana. 100% of the time, disable Cortana, unless you really want. It's a cool thing. It's not very private though, because everything you say or write is at the discretion of the internet and of Microsoft servers. So just be wary of that. I would 100% suggest turning it off. So the first thing you want to do is open up the Start menu. Just type something. And you're going to want to click this gear icon right here that pops up on the left-hand side. So if you click that, here's Cortana. Probably on for you if you just, turned on Windows or just installed Windows 10. Flip it off. Device search history? Flip it off. Search online and include web results? Flip it off. All of this off. I'm just going to click the clear all button just in case, a couple 100 times. All of this off if you want full privacy. That is my recommendation. Alright, so now you've disabled Cortana. Let's dive into some of the other settings. First thing you want to do is click Start and then click Settings. And let me just zip it over to this screen. Zippity zip. Okay. Look at that. It's a lock that says Privacy. That's probably what we want first. So let's click it. Under the General tab here, you'll notice I have everything turned off. I am a privacy fiend. I would suggest turning everything off. If you're a novice user, leave Smart Screen turned on. It does protect you a little bit on the internet, but if you know what you're doing, if you already have other internet, if you use a browser that has add-ons like NoScript or you use Privacy Badger from EFF, then you can safely turn off Smart Screen. If you're a moderate to advanced user, I'd suggest turning it off anyway. But these are the privacy options that I would suggest turning off, all of them. And there's one other step to this, and that's opening up a web browser after you set these privacy options. Let me web browser here, and going to this website right there, which we will have on our website. It's https:// is that forward slash? It's backslash. It's forward slash, I think. choice.microsoft.com/en-us/opt-out. Hit enter. And this is the page you're greeted with. See this big green button that says on? Let's click it. All right, now we're private again. That's it. You just have to opt out of personalized ads in this browser and you'll be fine. It doesn't use your IP address to track location. So now that we're done with that, let's click location. And the main two features are change location for this device or location for this account. These two things are exactly the same, except this is computer-wide. Notice I still have it on. This one is account-wide. So this disables it for my currently logged in account, which happens to be the only account on my computer right now. So no location services are turned on for me. Even though this is still on, for my account it's off, and this is the only account. So we're fine. The rest of these options, it's really at your discretion. It's really what you want. I have most of it turned off, to be honest. But if you use any of it, you're fine. You don't have to be worried about any of this stuff. The only thing I would suggest here is be careful with other devices. This has been known to get in the way of my Bluetooth. My computer sometimes can't read my Bluetooth devices when I have this turned off. Also, feedback and diagnostics, you make sure that you have this set to never. Windows should never ask for your feedback, and I know you can't see it right now, but set this to basic for diagnostic data. They have to collect some sort of data, I guess. Just make sure it's set to basic. All right, next we're going to click Start. We're going to go back to Settings, and we're going to click Network and Internet right here. And we're going to go to Wi-Fi. And what we're going to do is go to Manage Wi-Fi Settings and turn off Wi-Fi Sense. Wi-Fi Sense is a neat idea. I use neat a lot, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that. But anyway, it's a neat idea. What it does is it allows your computer to share its saved Wi-Fi password with other computers that you choose. Those computers never see the password. The method that the password is transported is encrypted, according to Microsoft. And those computers aren't allowed to share the password. So basically, it allows you to share your internet with a buddy without them having to type out your horribly long and complex super Wi-Fi password, assuming you have such a thing. And if you don't, you get such a thing. Change your Wi-Fi password right now. You can all see my Wi-Fi SSID right down here. That's fine because my Wi-Fi password is awesome. So yeah, that's it. I would suggest turning off Wi-Fi Sense. It's cool, but I'm never, ever going to use it. If you think you're going to use it because your Wi-Fi password is just that annoying, then go ahead and leave it on, I suppose. Just be wary that maybe someday down the road it could be compromised and your Wi-Fi could be, gotten into. All right, so next thing we're going to want to do is go back, boop, and we're going to want to go to Update and Security. And for Windows Update, it has a feature where it's kind of like BitTorrent, where you pull files off of other computers on your network to share and send updates to other computers. That's dumb. Turn that off. That's the only thing I could suggest. In order to do this, Windows Update, Advanced Options, you want to click Choose How Updates Are Delivered. Feel free to read this, but click off. Turn it off. And now I leave Windows Defender turned on because Windows Defender is essentially Microsoft Security Essentials from Windows 7, which if you've ever used it, and I did, I loved it. It was actually a brilliant virus scanner without basically any footprint. They just integrated it into Windows Defender for Windows 10. So I leave it turned on. If you don't have another antivirus software, leave it turned on. You're fine. Next thing we want to do is go back, and we want to go to Accounts. Click Your Email and Accounts, and mine says sign in with a Microsoft account instead. Yours, if you haven't already changed this, well, there's me, and there's Jean-Luc Picard, Darmok and Jalad. If you haven't already changed this, yours will say sign in with a local account instead. Click that, set up a local account, get your computer completely off of a Microsoft account. It's a dumb idea to integrate your normal login with a Microsoft account. You shouldn't have to have internet to log into your own computer, is what I'm saying. So just set it to a local account. You'll be fine. So let's close that. Now, next thing, we're done with settings. We're done. You're all done with settings. That's fine. Next thing you want to do is tick this little caret right here, this up arrow, and you'll probably have this OneDrive icon. If you don't, that's cool. You still probably want to go to Start and search for OneDrive because it's installed with Windows 10. Just open it and then close it right away so you get that icon down here. Because what you want to do is change one of the settings. So you right-click it, click Settings, and what you want to do is click Settings again and untick this box that says Start OneDrive when I sign into Windows. Unless you use OneDrive, this feature is possibly a vulnerability because it does log you into your OneDrive account automatically, which is kind of strange. So just go ahead and untick that box so it doesn't log you into OneDrive every time you log into Windows. Next, we're going to open up the Edge browser. Boop. It's open. And you're going to want to click. This is only if you use the Edge browser, really. If you don't, you can skip this step. I turn it off just in case. So what you want to do is click these little ellipses here, and then go to Settings, and scroll down a bit, go to Advanced Settings, right there. And you're mostly concerned with these options and the privacy and services. So save passwords, that's fine. Use save form entities, that's fine. Make sure Send Do Not Track is turned on, and you won't be able to turn off Cortana if you've already turned it off before. So that's it with the Edge browser. The next is a little more advanced. Actually, the next two are a little more advanced. So let's get started with the first one. First thing you want to do is click the Start menu and type Charlie Mike Delta. Here's command prompt right there. Right-click it, tick Run as Administrator, hit Yes. When the UAC pops up asking if you're sure you want to run as administrator. Now, these following commands we will have on the website, so you don't have to type them out. What it does is it disables diagnostic tracking, it disables Windows push, it disables Windows diagnostic autologger, and it disables telemetry, which are all privacy invasions. So, in order to do that, it's SC delete diagtrack. This gets rid of the service for diagnostic tracking. And it's successful! Yay! Again, SC delete DMW, so Delta Mike Whiskey, app oosh, not app push, app oosh service. It's app push or app with one P push. So whatever you want. Anyway, so SC delete DMW app push service. Success! Yay! And then what we want to do is we want to get rid of the autologger that Diagtrack creates. So what we're going to do is echo a blank line into the following file. C:/ProgramData. I can't tell if those are backslashes or forward slashes. I'm going to always get them confused, just to let you guys know. It's C:, the one that goes slightly down and to the right, ProgramData /Microsoft /Diagnosis /ETLLogs. Again, capital letters don't really matter here. This is Windows. It doesn't matter. I like capital letters because it makes me feel presumptuous and special. AutoLogger -Diagtrack. Let me expand this so it's easier to read. Beep, 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 beep. -Diagtrack-Listener.etl. Oh, look at that. Now that file has been blanked. It's completely wiped out. Last thing we need to do is add a registry key. So reg add, look at that, registry add, look at that, HKey local machine / one going down slightly and to the right, software. Capital letters do matter for this. This is the only one it really does matter for, so keep the caps, folks. Policies /Microsoft /Windows /DataCollection, and that quote. And you want to do the other / slightly up and to the right, V, AllowTelemetry, if you can spell telemetry right. If you can spell telemetry right, /t, reg_d word. So we want to create a key called HKey Local Machine Software Policies Microsoft Windows Data Collection. In that key, we want a value called AllowTelemetry. We want this value to be a double word, and we want the double word's value to be 0. And that's it. Now we created a key. Now we're no longer being tracked. No more diagnostic information is being sent to Microsoft, and we prevented it from being sent from now on. AllowTelemetry 0. Again, all of these commands will be on the website, so you don't have to type them in manually. So, y'all welcome, people. And I have one more thing. I did a separate, shorter video on that one earlier, so I'm going to swap to it right now. Okay, this next change is for the more paranoid of you out there. I know that I'm one of them. I did this change. But it's a little bit not technical, but what it'll do is, well, let me just show you. If you do this change, it will prevent you from ever accessing Bing.com again, unless you reverse the changes that I'm about to tell you. So make sure you really don't want to access Bing.com for anything, because if you do, then don't do this change. But why would you want to block Bing.com? I hear you ask through the millions of fibers of the internet. Well, disembodied voice of a listener, let me answer that question. If you type something right here into your start menu, that text that you just typed is sent on to Bing.com. Bing runs a search on it and then brings back and lists any relevant results right here in this box. Which is kind of cool, to be honest. I mean, that's a neat feature of Cortana, but I do not want everything I type into the start menu sending itself out to the internet, getting a search run on it, or whatever. Microsoft has stated, I will say, that they don't store any of the data that gets sent through here, but I still don't want that stuff being sent on without my express permission. Call it paranoia. I just really like my privacy, y'all. That's all. That's all. So, in light of that, here's how you stop it from sending stuff on. You need to edit your host file, and to do that, you click Start, you type Run, and then you hit Enter, or you click Run Desktop App. And then in this handy little box here, you want to type this path right there. That's C://System32//drivers//etc. It's Windows. Doesn't matter if you capitalize the S or not. Whatever you want. When you're done, hit Enter or click OK. Opens up this folder, which went on my other screen. Here we go. Opens up this folder here. And this host file right there is your golden goose. That's one you want to edit. You do not want to edit host.ics. You do not want to edit lmhost.sam. You want regular, plain old, everyday, your daddy's hosts. So once you get that, click Open With. Right-click, click Open With. You can try opening it with Half-Life 2 or Left 4 Dead. Doesn't really work that well. I prefer Notepad++, but if you don't have it, like maybe most people watching this video, Notepad will do just as good. So let's open it with Notepad. This line right here at the very bottom, the one without a hashtag, a pound sign, or a comment marker prefacing it, depending on, your language of choice, is the line that we want. And what this says is anything on anytime 127.0.0.1, that's this computer, or if you're on IPv6::1, so anytime this computer tries to access www.bing.com, block it, prevent it from happening. So, once you add that line, you'll no longer be able to access Bing.com, but plus side, they won't be sending your stuff onto Bing without your permission. So there you go. If you ever want Bing.com back, just go into your hosts and delete the line. You're fine. However, little caveat here, you do need admin privileges to edit the host file, so you will need to be a Windows admin to do this. Also, you may need to reboot your computer after editing the host file both times. I'm not 100% sure. I reboot all the time just in case, so I'd say reboot. That's it, guys. I hope that you're a little bit more privacy aware now. I hope that you enjoy Windows 10. I know I do. And I hope that you share this video with people who are like, Windows 10 is stupid and there's no way to protect yourself from ever being safe if you use it. Because those are arguments that I hear people have. Anyway, thanks again, guys. My name is BGM. I'm from the Greynoise podcast. And remember, a private Windows is a happy Windows. You know what? I was going to record music. I probably should have just gone with that idea.